Welcome to Inquiry Theory. I'm Micah.
And I'm Ethan.
And today we are doing another episode. This one, I kind of have an idea of what I want to talk about. I feel like I say this every time as my intro every time, but I really do have an idea. I'm having an issue right now on my X feed. Having a real issue. I responded to like one post, and now my entire feed is left wing.
Yikes.
Yeah. One post.
Do you feel stupider?
Yes.
As I use the word stupider?
Yes. No, it's very interesting to see the algorithm push what you interact with. Like the rage bait got me. It did. It worked. I saw the post and I was like, let me tell you all the reasons why you're wrong.
Yeah.
So I responded.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, oh, he responds well to left-wing content. And now that has been my entire feed. And I'm just banging my head against a wall. I'm like, now I need to respond to right-wing content. And I don't want to do that either, because then I'm going to be stuck in that side of it.
Yeah.
Apparently
on Instagram, I don't know about X, but apparently on Instagram, there's a way to reset your algorithm.
Is there?
Yeah. Just like in the settings or somewhere. Yeah.
That would be nice. That's
I don't know.
Why do I not know that? I feel like that's a really good feature.
Yeah, I didn't know about it either until recently.
It'd be perfect. You get baited by very scantily clad women, and then you're like, oh, reset.
Oh, damn it, them boobs got me again.
Yeah, reset. Back to what? What is it? Have you done it?
No.
Oh man, that'd be interesting to see if you read what it would be like to reset it and just what's the base algorithm?
Yeah, what's the baseline? Yeah.
They're like, let's see, what's baseline?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how well the reset is. Like, I don't know if it takes you right back to the beginning of if you were to create an account, or if it just kind of
just takes you back to the first post.
Gives you a little bit less of
you interacted with this woman. Let's take you back, and it's just like Michael Scott.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I wish X had something like that. Twitter. I'm going to dead name it. I refuse to call it X. It's Twitter.
Why do you refuse to call it X?
Because I like to dead name people.
Why?
I'm a bigot.
Makes sense.
Clip that. I'm sure all the people that I've been arguing with on Twitter would agree.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I guess it's X and post. I'd prefer Twitter and tweet. It's more, I'm a not a boomer, not a literal boomer, but a metaphorical boomer.
Yeah, I look at more as what does X stand for versus what does Twitter stand for. Where, I see X as kind of the epitome of free speech, where I see Twitter as the epitome of censorship. So I'd rather call it X.
God, does it just... being that patriotic, is it fun?
Yes, it is. It's great. I love it. Yeah,
just makes you feel good about yourself.
It does. Yeah, I hope you feel like shit now.
Team America World Police theme song playing in your head 24/7.
Fuck yeah, or whatever.
America.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. No, okay. I guess I agree. No, I mean you're not wrong in your assessment. I'm just gonna call it Twitter because it's habit. So
no. I mean, yeah. We just start with. I mean, just say that from the beginning. Then.
Yeah. Well, okay. Now that we just wasted a minute of everyone's time.
I don't think it was a waste.
Fair.
We were finding the truth.
X is patriotic. No, Twitter, that is an interesting platform. X is an interesting platform. I don't really care too much. I like we said on the previous episode, I use it kind of as a metric for or jumping off point for finding interesting articles to talk about. I see someone respond and say something and I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Is that true? And then go to Ground News and I'm like, not quite, of course, because it was on X. So I don't know. I will say though that I'd like to try Grok out, because we use ChatGPT a fair amount. I'd be interested to see the difference between ChatGPT and Grok. I've heard, what's the Google one?
Gemini.
I've heard Gemini is pretty good.
Really?
I'm just saying I've heard, is it Gemini or? Yeah.
Gemini was the one that was posting pictures of black Nazis.
Are you saying black people can't be Nazis?
I'm saying they weren't.
I don't know. I think I could show you a few on X.
Yeah,
according to my feed.
According to your left feed. Yeah. Who probably got it from Gemini. Jesus Christ, are you kidding me?
We kid. We like to have fun here.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. And what was it? Women founding fathers?
Yes, that was another one. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
AI thing is crazy, dude.
I'm just going to be honest. I think that's maybe, I think white people, it's just white revisionist history. Who's to say the founding fathers weren't founding mothers?
History.
They didn't have pictures back then.
Well, they had paintings, which is the
Pixar,
same.
it didn't happen, bro.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. No proof. Whatever. Okay.
Pixar didn't happen.
Follow the evidence, I guess.
I'm just saying logic.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Rage bait. Now that I've rage baited enough
logically,
people,
logically, in the past, 300 years ago, why would a bunch of women not found a country? That logically makes sense.
Wait, hang on. We've been appeasing one side. Now I got to appease the other side. How could women 300 years ago appease anybody? How could they form a cohesive argument for anything? Did I check my boxes there? Did I hit right wing yet?
I think you went a little too far right wing, but
okay. Let me bring it back a little bit. Okay.
I was just talking logically. If you're talking logically, 300 years ago, a bunch of women would not have founded a country. Sorry, clip that or cancel me for that. But logically, that would not have happened.
Or that's what they want you to believe.
Okay.
Wonder Woman, baby.
That's true.
Amazonians, yeah, they control
I think
everything.
she came around more during like the early 1900s, though, or 1800s, not the.
I don't know, DC
1600s.
comics.
Yeah, I think she came into power around World War II.
Sure,
what is her whole story? So
sure,
it is.
Let me just say that lasso of truth would be dangerous in today's modern age.
It would be.
Did you like her post? No. Why'd you like her post?
Yeah.
That was cringe. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Anyways,
DC. I'm not a big DC. I'm more Marvel. Well, not anymore.
I don't like any of it anymore.
Do I really need to go into my Disney hate again, or are we good on that basis?
No, we're good on that.
Yeah, I hate Disney. Anyway,
yeah, Disney's trash.
Garbage. Ruined Star Wars.
They ruined everything. They used to be so good.
Marvel ruined itself at some point.
Yeah.
But I think Star Wars was alive and well.
Their downfall was when they made the fourth Pirates of the Caribbean. Should have stopped at the third one.
The fifth one wasn't bad. Fifth one was funny.
I haven't seen it.
Fifth one was good. That's the one where I will say this: the best one is the first one.
Well, yeah. Second one's pretty good.
Second one's pretty good. Third one's fourth one garbage. Fifth one, I'd say it's better than the third one.
Really?
Yes.
I'll have to watch it. Okay.
It's not as good as the first two.
What is it called?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
I don't remember. Stranger Tides, I think, or is that that's the fourth one?
I don't know. On Stranger Tides, and then what's the one that they're looking for the Fountain of Youth?
That's the
fourth one. I don't know what the fifth one is.
Dead Man Tell No Tales was the fifth one.
Oh,
Stranger Tides is the fourth one.
That is not better than the third one. Dude.
I think it was, yeah.
Oh my God.
There's a really funny scene of him in the bank.
One scene does not make it the movie better.
I don't know. The shirtless scene with Tom Cruise playing volleyball on the beach in Top Gun probably made the movie a lot better for a lot of people.
Oh, I don't know.
When did the first Top Gun come out?
I don't know.
80s?
70s?
80s?
70s. It was 70s.
Probably not. I think I might right now. I'm locking in 94.
Okay.
We weren't even born. 86. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah, there are probably a lot of closeted people in 86 that really enjoyed that scene.
Probably.
See a South Park episode with Tom Cruise in the closet? He gets mad at Stan for not...
this is actually a scene?
Yeah, it's an actual scene. He gets mad at Stan for not joining and for calling Scientology stupid, so he goes and hides in his closet, and then like the whole news thing is Tom Cruise is in the closet and refusing to come out.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It was great.
I don't know.
Anyway,
this all started with AI. And how crazy AI is.
AI is wild.
Yeah,
it can do some crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's dangerous, wild and dangerous.
Yes,
it's kind of like the Wild West right now. What's going to happen? Everything and anything is happening.
Somewhat. I would rather be now than the Wild West.
I'm saying it's the Wild West of our times.
That's
with
fair.
AI.
With AI, yeah. That's fair.
I mean, that's just the way I see it. It's could go any one of two ways.
Any one of two ways.
Yeah, the Wild West could have. I don't know.
I feel like the Wild West could have just ceased to exist, and nothing would have been impacted by that.
Okay. Well, no, yeah, you're probably right.
Well,
My whole viewpoint's probably shattered by your comment. It's okay.
Well, just saying the Wild West is just like it's
No,
what
that
the
was-
fuck
that was-
happened during the
that was
Wild West.
Probably a bad analogy. I don't know.
I mean, well, it's probably like, I mean, I don't know what a good analogy would be. I give horrible ones all the time, but like today is the industrial revolution of AI.
That's a better analogy. Yep. It is.
Fuck you.
Good one. Okay.
Got him.
Got him.
No, I just like it is a turning point in history. We can't back away from it. And we kind of have to like just it's evolving at such a rapid pace that it's hard to keep up with.
Mm-hmm.
And the Wild West is just Red Dead Redemption 2.
Good game. The AI thing, like it's the weird thing is like the whole, like the difference between the different AIs, right? You know,
Yes.
And we were talking about it a little before we started recording, like the Gemini thing and the Nazi pictures that had a bunch of black people in it. You know, Nazis obviously weren't black people, and it had women as the founding fathers, So my point is like all the AI, it's all programmed to some degree.
Yeah.
Or to every degree, right? It's programmed. It's a programmed program, And so how are these programs being programmed? Are they being programmed to pursue truth, or are they being programmed to pursue some narrative?
Yeah, well,
which is dangerous, because as they get advanced and get better and better, they're just going to get more instilled in what they were initially programmed to do.
Well, so here's the thing is I think their programming created them, but then they're using databases to learn. But I think the initial, like what they're fed is what they output. So if they're fed a lot of crap stuff,
exactly,
then they're going to believe that bull crap stuff.
Exactly.
I think a true AI, and I don't think we have a true AI yet. I think a true AI would, like an actual, like when we talk about AI now, it's not what I consider a real AI.
Okay.
Because what I consider, like for example, to the nerds out there, me included, Halo, the Halo games, like Cortana, Cortana?
Yes.
She's the one with Master Chief. Yeah. She is what I would consider a sentient AI. She's basically a new form of life. What we have now, I think, is programs that were programmed to do certain things. I don't think we've achieved that level of like a new being.
Right. And this is like, and I have nothing about any of this stuff. This is just me questioning, like, is the AI that we're creating right now going to lead us to a sentient being?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably.
So if the AI that we're using now that is programmed to think a certain way is going to lead us to that sentient being, is it going to impact the way that sentient being thinks, like a kid?
Maybe.
Or is the sentient being that is it going to be smart enough to know that what they've been taught is full of shit?
I hope it'd be dumb enough to not want to destroy humanity.
Well, that's not even what I'm worried about. I'm worried about it. I'm worried about it pushing false information or misinformation. Yeah. Like I want AI to be the opposite of that. I want AI to be the pursuit of truth and not the pursuit of...
There needs to be a reward incentive.
Human narrative.
There needs to be a reward incentive for the AI to... And a hierarchy of truth.
What could be rewarding to a computer?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. But the learning programs are based off of reward incentives. So what they need to do is they need to find a way to put truth at the top of that, like the biggest, like if you, let's say you're rewarded in points. I don't know. But let's say like I gave you an answer that was, kind of what you're looking for, but maybe there's a little bit of bias from programming in it. And it recognizes that and it goes, okay, that's a lower reward for like the truth at the top. I'm stumbling, but basically what I'm saying is truth needs, like you said, truth needs to be at the pinnacle. Truth needs to be, it wants to correct misinformation.
Yeah.
It needs to be able to be self-aware enough to see that maybe, and this is why I think a true AI, I hope a true AI would do, is it would notice programming in itself and be able to go, well, that's not truth, and adjust it. However, if we get to that point where it can rewrite its coding and programming, I think we're fucked.
Why would we be fucked?
Because then it can just ultimately do that and we'll have no control over it. Because it could, whatever control there is we would have over it, it could reprogram.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you have enough faith in humanity to think that that's worth...
For anything, no.
What are you saying no to?
Everything. Do I have faith in... No. In humanity, no.
Oh God.
I'm very nihilistic when it comes to what people
right.
are capable
So
of.
wouldn't it be good if you don't have faith in humanity for a computer to be able to realize the fact that it's been coded by humanity?
No, because I fear...
Because then it would want to kill all of us.
Yeah,
We'd be in Terminator.
Yeah, we get Skynet out here. We're overdue. I think we're overdue. I think it's past the date for Skynet. I think it was like 2025 or something.
No, yeah,
this year.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I don't know.
Well, the world was supposed to end in 2020, according to the Mayans.
World was supposed to end in 2012.
Oh, that was 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It's wild. I can't wait to tell my kids, like, hey, I survived the apocalypse of 2012. What happened? The Mayan calendar.
Did you know there's a giant comet going around the sun that's the size of the island of Manhattan?
I wish it would hit Manhattan.
Yeah, it's called 3i Atlas.
Just going to gloss over that comment. Okay.
And it's like 5 kilometers in diameter.
Okay.
Which is huge. Like the one that led the extinction event of the dinosaurs was like 300,000. It was like a fraction of the size. So this thing could like literally obliterate the Earth.
Is it coming close to the Earth?
I don't know. I don't know. I just know it's out there.
Ethan's like, it could destroy Earth. Is it close to Earth? Oh, could be. Well, anything could be.
I just know it's giant and it came from outside the solar system, which is
interesting.
Is interesting.
Are aliens lobbing kinetic projectiles at us?
They could be.
That'd be a
based
way to
on
do
this quote unquote comet's trajectory.
Is that just what the mainstream media wants us to believe it's a comet?
No, this is the opposite of the mainstream media. Actually,
that it is a comet?
No, that it's not a comet. The mainstream media would lead us to believe that it is a comet.
That's what I said. Is that what they want us to believe?
So the mainstream media, which is not the mainstream media because it's not being covered by the mainstream media, but the mainstream scientists would have us believe that it's just a comet.
Big astrology.
Big astrology.
Big astrology will want you to believe it's a comet.
Yeah. Whereas, the conspiracy theorists would lead us to believe that
truth seekers.
There could be
truth seekers, optics.
There you go. I like it. The truth seekers would lead us to believe that it could be, at least the trajectory of it could be of intelligent design.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I really hope people are picking up on the satire. Otherwise,
I hope so. Otherwise we look like idiots and we're just babbling.
Yeah. I hope they pick up on that. But
yeah. I mean, I feel like
I have faith in you if you're listening still.
I feel like the few followers we have kind of hopefully
they know
have picked up on our satire.
They know what we're about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the trajectory, right? It's the fact that first of all, it came outside. First, it came outside our solar system, right? There's only been a few things that we've been able to track that have came from outside of our solar system, right? That we've been tracking since. Like obviously, there could have been more, but before we were able to track things in space. But there's only been 3 things that we've been able to track that came from outside of our solar system, which is kind of weird, right? It also came within the same area that the WOW signal did. I don't know if you know about the WOW signal.
I don't know what the WOW signal is.
I don't know much about it either. All I know is that it was a radio signal that came in back in the 70s when there was a huge push to search for extraterrestrial communication, right? And they found this signal that was kind of outside the realm of normal signals, right? And they called it the WOW signal.
My understanding of like the signals is there's background signals being sent all over. Mm-hmm. It's just radiation. It's just waves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, I don't think it's outside the realm. My severely summary, dumb opinion.
Your severely dumb, opinionated summary.
Yes. Okay. Is that there's background radiation that can cause wavelengths that might mimic a radio signal.
Okay. That's what the WOW signal was?
I don't know.
Oh.
I think that's a possibility.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I just know like there was a huge thing for within the scientific community. It's called the WOW signal. They were like, "Wow, this happened."
What do we name it?
What happened?
What do we name it?
Like, wow. So, anyways,
is that like the bleep or whatever from underwater sonar?
Sure.
There's like that. Do you know that one?
No.
This is the same thing, but in the sonar, it's
underwater.
Okay. They picked up some.
That's kind of even
signal.
more weird if there's something coming from underwater.
Yeah, that one. I think I might be wrong. It might have been disproven. It might be proven to be a whale. But I think it was like, it's very weird. If you listen to, we can listen to it after. I'm not going to put it in, but like we can listen to it after. It's weird. It does sound really weird.
Yeah. Well, don't get me started on the ocean.
What about the seas?
The seas?
Yeah.
Boring compared to the
oceans where it's that big ocean, bro.
Yeah. What?
You ever hear of a sea liner? No, that's ocean liner.
Well, I've heard of a sea lion. There's no ocean lion.
It's ocean lines.
Ocean.
Anyway, Mayans.
We're stupid.
Predicted that 2012 was going to be the end of the world. I think we all forget about that.
Yeah.
Like I have not thought about that in a decade.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
It's wild. I remember being in school and they're like, the world's going to end. Do we have to come to school tomorrow?
Yeah, can I stay home?
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, I want to get a little historical now. Since I brought up Mayans, my brain is now shifted.
Let's do it.
Let's do history lessons.
Mm-hmm.
So,
no.
This is going to be a based opinion.
Okay.
I think the Spanish conquistadors
mm-hmm.
saved more lives than they took.
Okay.
Including diseases.
Okay.
Now that I pissed off all of left-wing X, let me explain. So, Aztecs. It was Aztecs, not Mayans, whatever. It's all early Central American cultures. Basically are the same. I'm bigoted. Just at me, I don't care. So basically what was going on is like they were doing human sacrifices, and the number of human sacrifices, I did it one time because I was just curious. It was like those sacrifice rituals. And what I did one time is I took the number that you could attribute to Spanish conquistadors actually killing people, like took that number, and it took the number of people that they were sacrificing per year, and then I took the entire duration of the Aztec Empire and how many people were sacrificed per year. And I just, thankfully AI now exists. I did this way back, but basically the high-end estimates of their sacrifices, 250,000 people sacrificed by the Aztecs.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we then did, how many people did the Spanish killing? Their numbers are 100,000.
Yeah.
So they actually probably saved more people. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. They killed less people than the Aztecs did through sacrifice. That doesn't include war. That doesn't include all that stuff. Because it's shocker to you folks listening who are appalled by this. People killed people for thousands of years. It's not until recently that we're very, like we don't like that idea. We don't like this idea of, and I'm not saying it's good. I think we are more evolved and civilized now. But back, okay, I roll, Ethan, I roll. But I will say that like to take our objective or our view of death. Woo, nice screech there.
Sorry.
Our view of that and apply that to then is disingenuous. You need to look at through the lens of what was going on back then. And I'm not saying any of it's good, but people killed people for much less than people kill people now.
Yes.
So
I agree.
Anyway, so when war was the currency of the times, you've got a culture who's killed 250,000 people, and then another culture comes and kills 100,000 people.
Well, they killed a quarter of a million people through sacrifice. Yes. They killed more than that
in their own wars,
conquering other tribes.
My whole thing is like, it's very interesting because this was probably 2018 when I was doing this. And the big narrative back then was like, evil Spaniards conquered and killed and destroyed Central American culture. And I'm like, I think they were doing that to themselves too. But
I've seen that that's been a big talking point for a lot of people is that we're on stolen land, because we came and conquered a bunch of people, who were just trying to live peacefully. Yeah. Right. Whereas in reality, a lot of the tribes were warring amongst themselves, and killing each other for the entirety of their history. You know what I mean? So like really we just came and took over a bunch of people who were fighting each other.
Yeah. And it's pointing that out does not glorify it.
No, it doesn't make it any better, but it also kind of like,
but you can't go back and say
it also kind of nullifies any argument that you're saying that we just came and conquered an entire indigenous people who were all living in harmony and peace and stuff like that, because they weren't. You know what I mean? Like it was a little bit more than that.
This attempt to I don't know how to put it, demonize settlers or
colonialism.
Yeah.
It was the way of the world
Yes.
during the time.
Which doesn't mean you can't strive for better, but you have to understand, like, okay, so the main argument that you said was we're on stolen land. Okay. Who does this land go to?
Right.
Okay. If it goes to this community, okay, where did they get that land from? At what point, how far back do we go?
Right.
Like,
exactly.
It's ridiculous to sit here and go, hey, we're on stolen land, we need to give it to this people. Well, how did they get that land? Well, they got it through conquering. Well, how did the people they conquered get it? How did they get it?
Exactly.
And it's like, it's this never ending. And so my thing is, what we should do is, I also don't like reservations. I think reservations are really bad. Like Indian reservations, horrible.
Okay.
Horrible. Disease rates, crime rates through the roof.
Well, there's no federal government there to uphold any sort of consistent law.
And so in my opinion, the reservations were horrible and are horrible. I'm not saying we need to take these people and integrate them, these citizens,
Did you know
Native Americans, real quick, take these Native Americans and integrate them into our society. I'm not saying that. Let them do what they're going to do, but you can't allow the rampant drug abuse, the rampant crime, all this stuff to continue, because it's just harming them.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to help, you want to be better. And let's say we do want to atone for, forcing them on the Trail of Tears, all this stuff, right? Let's say we do want to make up for that. Don't just cut them a check. Don't just do that. That's a horrible idea. If they're already mismanaging money and doing everything, all the problems they're having now, you're just going to exacerbate it, make it way worse. What I would argue is, why don't you go in and offer them an actual police
Did you sit on government handouts?
I hit on a lot of things, and we can go back and address them individually. But my main point is, the idea that white man just came and stole land is evil. Okay, who stole the land first? Second off, to those people who were mistreated by the U.S. government, the Native Americans and such, that's horrible. That's tragic, because there was a lot of abuse. I'm not saying there isn't. I'm not justifying any of it, because they did do those not reintegration, but like the education camps, where basically they tried to turn Native American tribes into white people through Catholicism and all that stuff.
Yep.
Horrible.
Yep.
Not okay. But but in my opinion, I think we treat it now not good. I'm not saying it's bad, but not good, because we're not addressing issues within their own communities.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it there. We're not they have issues. We can probably help them, but nobody's really talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, like, to this day, there is no statistic for how many Native American women have gone missing.
Really?
Yes. You can Google it, and they don't know how many Native American women have gone missing.
Through like sex trafficking?
Through anything, through murder, through like whatever. Yeah. Like, you look up any other, how many, statistically, how many white women have gone missing, and you could find it like a general number. You can't find that for Native American women.
Wow.
Because there's no follow up on any crimes.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure the police get turned. I don't want
police get turned away.
Do they?
Because they don't have jurisdiction. Yeah.
It's fair.
The FBI technically has jurisdiction, because it's still federal land that they've given to, Native Americans, but they're the only government agency that has jurisdiction over
and they've
reservations.
Got much bigger fish to fry than
missing people.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's sad.
Yeah.
But true.
No, it's true.
Harsh reality.
Yeah, you can Google it.
Harsh reality that they have bigger things to do.
Yeah.
Like, never mind. I wasn't going to say that.
Like terrorists?
No, I was going to say something else, but we don't need to touch on that. We'll touch on that another time.
Okay. I don't know what you're touching on.
Rhymes with, it's the letter, the alphabet, the alphabetical.
The pedo guy who had an island?
No. Yeah, that too. They should be addressing that. That's a big issue. That one I'm not afraid to touch on.
Yeah.
But the letter before K and divide 12 by 2. Yeah, that's the one. Anyway.
J6? Oh, January 6th?
Yeah.
Oh.
We don't need to talk about that.
That went over
this
my
time.
head.
This time. We can next time. But anyway, I think I cut you off when you were talking.
No, I mean, I made my point. Like, the fact that, like, there's crimes that happen on these reservations that aren't tracked, and we have no idea what's really going on them, because there's no accountability for a lot of actions that happen.
Which is very interesting to me, because I would imagine that communities like that.
So it's kind of like the Wild West.
You really want to bring back the Wild West, don't you?
Yeah. I mean, it is like
yeah.
if there's a Wild West left like in the world, that's the Indian reservations, because, one, their whoever their police don't report to the FBI or anybody, so like whatever happens there, like we don't necessarily know about, you know what I mean?
Corruption could run
and
rampant.
vice versa, like, anyways, yeah. So it's kind of crazy. Like it's kind of a nation within a nation, or nations within a nation, and it's kind of crazy because like we don't know what's happening under our own 2 feet. And it's kind of scary because we could probably help.
Yeah, I think we could definitely do a lot to help.
We being like the American government.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely one word. So something that irritates me, talking back to like past wrongs.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's important for us to talk about what happened in terms of Indian reservations or Native American reservations.
Mm-hmm.
Call me out for that. I don't care. Native American reservations, what happened to them, slavery, that one, Asian indentured servitude, persecution of Italian Americans. Like there's a list as long as the U.S. is old as the U.S. Like, I mean, it's a long list of atrocities committed. But I think talking about them is the solution. I don't think sitting here and berating people alive now for stuff that happened back then is the solution. Because unfortunately, like whenever we start talking about reparations, for anybody, it's such a muddied conversation. I understand where the majority of it's coming from. The majority of people who support reparations are coming from a place of empathy, and I get it and I understand it, but I don't think they understand the real logistics behind something like that. Because you have to consider so many factors. Where's the money coming from? Who's it going to? Who do we cut off? How much do they get? Do you cut the check or do you do social programs? Like what are all of these things? Like how do we do all these things? And and let me just step back. Do you trust the government enough to actually handle that appropriately? Like really?
No, because the government's just a bunch of people who are just like us.
Yes.
Right. Like people like to think of the government as some all-knowing, or at least this is kind of how I view it, as people look at the government as like somebody who has all the answers, right? Where in reality, they don't have all the answers, if any of the answers, because there are people who are just like us, you know what I mean? Who just got voted there. Right. Like, I feel like there's a lot of simple answers for a lot of complex issues and questions, right? Like, what do we tell a 5-year-old who falls over and, gets a little cut on his knee? You know what I mean? What do you tell? You tell him to get up, brush it off, wipe some dirt on it,
and
keep moving, you'll be fine.
Flesh-eating bacteria, but continue.
Okay. All right, Leo. Jesus Christ. Like, all right, so pour some peroxide on it and go about your day. You know what I mean? Like, you don't dwell on the fact.
That's damaging too. You need to do more like anti.
Shut up, dude. You get my point. Like, right? Like, you don't dwell on the fact that you fell over and brushed your knee. You don't go around. You don't. You tell them to like, be careful tomorrow. Go outside, you might fall and hit your knee again. You know what I mean? No, you don't tell them that. You tell them to get up and brush it off and keep going. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I feel like a lot of the answers to people's issues that they have with the past should be. You know what I mean? Like,
brush it off, not brush it off, but like learn about it. Like,
right, learn about it, and move on.
And
know what I mean? Like, watch for that rock next time so you don't trip over it again. But, you don't have to keep bringing up the fact that rock fucked you over.
Yes, and also, but it's also, I'm noticing people who want to forget about it. Like, oh, we don't want to talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. We want to talk about it. We want to forget about it. Don't forget about it, because that's disingenuous to the people who lived through that, in my opinion.
No, you don't want to forget about it.
You want to talk about it, but you want to learn from it. You want to talk about it, but also at the same time, you can't let it dictate you moving forward. Yeah,
you don't go out and fucking rid your entire yard of rocks so your kid don't fall over. You teach your kid to step over a fucking rock. Right?
You would in a field if you're planting crops.
All right.
I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
Trying to make a point.
I know. I couldn't resist the analogy. Again, it's like the Wild West one. I couldn't resist.
Oh, the Wild West one was stupid. This one's better.
It was better.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
You know what I mean?
I get your point. Yes.
Like, it's at some point you have to understand the fact that the past is the past.
Yes.
Right. And that we as humans do, most of the time, if we're smart, learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And get better as people, and in turn as society.
But also, to add to that, where is this line of like where do we draw the line? Like, why are you going to make someone alive today whose ancestors didn't own slaves, who they had nothing to do with slaves? Let's say they did. Let's say you are talking about people who were direct descendants of slaves owners, and people who benefited from the the indentured servitude of Asians or whatever it is. Let's say you are talking about their descendants. They didn't have a part in that. That wasn't them. Well,
their descendants had part in owning other slaves.
But no. But what I'm saying is like, why do they have to pay the price for something they didn't partake in?
Well, nobody should take.
Yeah, but that's what the left, the left primarily, the people who focus on reparations say that. They go,
okay.
Yeah, but why? But these people had nothing to do with that.
Exactly, that's my point.
And I'm sorry, but I'm going to say this. Like, yes, generational trauma. We've talked about it in the past. Generational trauma does exist to a degree, depending on the definition you use. The definition I see a lot of the left throw around of generational trauma is, well, my great granddaddy was a slave, therefore I deserved money. I don't see that as generational trauma. Now, if you were to point out something like my grandmother whose father was a slave was Saul, which now I think it's grandmother whose grandfather was a slave, whatever it is, they saw that and they dealt with that. Then, offering resources to help them through that trauma might be something. I don't know, but money cutting a check just from people who had nothing to do with it to people who, in my opinion, are not directly suffering from that is a bit like you're just going to be causing more issues. Like you're now you've got people who, let's say you've got these people who, let's say we now had to pay money. Let's say we had to pay an increase of 5% on taxes because we're white for, let's say we do 5% for Black Americans because of slavery, then 5% for Asians because of whatever, and then 5% for the indentured servitude, let's say 5% for Japanese Americans who had to do the internment camps during World War II. Let's say, like, how much, you're talking about huge percentages, and even if it's not 5% every time, let's say it ends up to be 5% total. That's still not fair. We had nothing to do with that. That's not on us. It sucks, and I'm sorry. And this is where, like you said, you need to brush it off, suck it up. Like, trauma is sucks. PTSD, all that stuff sucks.
Yeah. Generational trauma is a learned thing. Right?
Yeah,
you're being taught to be traumatized by it.
But also you don't let it ruin your life now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you let something that you didn't experience ruin your life? That's generation trauma doesn't exist.
Yeah.
In my opinion. You know what I mean? Like I've
in the current context, I think generational trauma maybe through taught behavior passed down exists, but then at the end of the day, whose fault is that generational trauma?
That's what I was just about. That was going to be my argument to you. Was like, well, it's not the fault. That's the fault of the parent teaching the kid about atrocities of the past. Like, why would you want to teach your kid that?
I completely agree with that. If I'm saying,
if it was so horrifying, why would you want your kid to even know that it happened?
If I went through something like that, I would not teach my kids. I would move on from it.
Exactly.
Like, that doesn't define you. You're better than that.
Like, if I went through something horrific in my life, and I have a kid, I'm not going to tell my kid the horrors that I went through.
No.
I'm going to tell them the beauty.
Look at the World War II survivors.
And the good things that I experienced in life, and something for them to look forward to.
Look at veterans. They don't come back and...
That's my point. Yeah, exactly. So generational trauma is something that's taught. It's not something that's inherent.
Yes. I don't think it's like, it's not genetic. It's not like passed in.
Absolutely not. It's taught. It's passed down.
Yeah.
And there's an easy way to stop that.
And I think
to stop passing it down.
Yes.
And to, in other words, step over the rock instead of letting it fucking trip you every day.
Yeah. That's good.
That was my original point.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think on top of that too, I want to say that none of this obviously is justified. And I feel like I feel like I have to say this.
You don't have to say that. I mean, you have to say it because
people are stupid now.
It, but you shouldn't have to say it.
None of that is saying that what happened was good. What happened, everything, all this stuff we've talked about just now, horrible, tragic. But the world sucks.
Yeah.
The world's a tough place.
And that's the way it was back then.
Yeah.
And it's not the way it is now. And that's,
And stuff sucks today now, but don't let it affect the future.
Right, exactly.
Like, you need, like, I'm so sick of this narrative where if you're a victim, you're helpless. If you're a victim of generational trauma, or you're a victim of something that you are helpless and you can't control your future. You're beholden to the trauma you faced, or you're beholden to whatever existential circumstance that is out of your control. And that, to me, I maybe that's just a personal thing. I don't like not being in control of stuff. So if I'm not going to sit here and let my fate, so to say, be controlled by something that's happened to me.
Yeah.
I
agree.
And so it's so frustrating to see this entire narrative around, well, you can't control what happened to you, and no, you must be a victim, and that's so sad. And it's like, I think it's more disingenuous to sit there and try to give a victim complex to these people.
No, yeah, you're 100% right.
Than to help them be successful.
Yeah, like for instance, there was it's probably a pretty popular thing now. Is there was from the World Economic Forum, this Charles Schwab guy said, like, eventually you guys will own nothing and you'll be happy. Right. As soon as I heard that, I bought a house.
Yeah.
I can't afford the house, like, at all. I'm very, what was it? House poor now is how they call it. You know, I can't afford very much else other than my house, but I own the house. And I said that, fuck that. No, fuck you. I'm going to own a house, like, just because somebody says something doesn't mean that it's how it has to be.
Yeah.
Or how it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think people need to take more autonomy over their futures.
Yeah.
And this is something that, like, I'm not none of, and I hate that we even have to reiterate this, because I feel like people who are smart enough will understand that none of what we're saying is justifying anything of happened in the past. But I think the biggest disservice we can do nowadays is to handicap or hamstring people who could be making a life for themselves by imposing that victim mentality on them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're X or you're Y or you're whatever, and it's like, so life must be difficult for you. It's going to be hard. I don't know. Maybe you need some assistance. Maybe you should be getting reparations. Maybe you should do this.
And they told all that, and that's the way they're going to think.
Yeah, and then you ruin their future.
Yeah.
You ruin their future by doing that.
Yeah.
Instead, teach them, hey, that sucks, but I'm sorry. Life sucks.
Yeah.
Work to improve it and move on from that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's this dwelling on the past. It's why I can't get behind people who are so sobby about, I don't know, like breakups or like stuff that's happening.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I can't get behind that. Like, I feel bad for you in the moment, but at some point you got to be like, buddy, you got to move on.
No.
Like, we all know a guy like that who's like, oh man, I loved her. She was the perfect one and all this stuff. It's like, okay, dude, okay, but that's not happening now. And maybe that cute girl over at the bar who's looking at you, you could be talking to her and going on a date, or guy. We don't judge. And you're not, because you're sitting here moping.
Yeah.
Feeling sorry for yourself. You're ruining your future because you're not going to go out and make an opportunity for yourself.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. I agree with that.
I guarantee you one of the biggest pushbacks we're all going to see is pull yourself up by the bootstraps doesn't work. Explain that to everyone who's fucking pulled themselves up by the bootstraps.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Like, just because it hasn't worked for you yet doesn't mean it doesn't work for other people. Like,
well, I guarantee you half the people saying that haven't even tried.
No.
Because they don't think it's going to work.
That was a fun topic.
That was interesting. I liked it.
There's another one we could continue, but I think we're going to cut it there because I'm running short on time.
Yeah, that was good.
But yes, anyone who suffered depression at any point, I am sorry. That sucks. You are not oppressed now.
So we strapped a cannon to bootstraps.
Parlay.
That's the one. Parlay.
Idiot. Anywho, all right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Let us know what you think about. I don't know. I guess this turned into a reparations episode, but didn't mean to. But
let us know what you think about generational trauma.
Yeah, there you go. That's a better one. Let us know what you think about generational trauma. Let us know if you think that's something that we got completely wrong.
Is it taught or is it inherited?
Yeah, exactly. And if you've got some really compelling evidence to prove us wrong, post it. We'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
If we're wrong on something, we'll come back and say it.
Yep.
I'm all down for it. But at the end of the day, these are our opinions. We're not really, I wouldn't call us experts on any of this. I think we're just talking, but there's nothing wrong with just talking, having opinions.
Yep.
As long as we don't treat it like a religion, like religiously, like we can't look at anything outside of it.
All we are products of what we've heard in critical thinking.
Yep. So thank you guys for tuning in. Follow us on, I think we have an X, but I don't post anything on it. It's one of the ones where it's like meh.
Follow us on
Instagram,
else.
TikTok, begrudgingly, YouTube, Spotify, and share, like, subscribe, do the things, press the buttons. And we'll catch you next time.